Hey guys, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Brandon. I'm a freelance photographer based out of New York City, so that's why if you hear some sounds, I'm right near a subway, so that's why. But today I'll be going over 5 photography products that will help not only enhance your images, but also your overall workflow. So let's get into it. Check it out. Now the title of this video does say products for beginners, and I think that's just because I wanted to recommend some items that aren't super expensive. I know for someone starting out, you don't want to invest a ton of money into photography because it may not be something that you're wanting to do long term, but maybe just a hobby. I know when I was just starting out, I didn't actually expect myself to make a career out of photography, so I wasn't willing to invest thousands of dollars, which I think is completely normal. So these products range from like $13 all the way to $300, and that honestly may sound like a lot, but I think within the realm of photography, things can get super expensive super quick. When I go to look at new gear, I honestly forget how expensive it can be. You know, a lens could be up to like $8,000, you know? A normal high quality full frame camera can be anywhere from like $2,000 to $4,000. So none of that here within this video. We're keeping it on a budget. I use these within my day-to-day process and they have truly elevated my own workflow. I think without these, honestly, my photographic style wouldn't be the same as it is today. So I hope these help you out. So let's get into the first one, which you probably were expecting, and that is this RGB LED video light. I think if you've watched any of my videos or seen the behind the scenes to my photos, you know that I use this probably way too much, honestly. I have so many because first of all, I travel super light when I'm on my shoots because I'm always on the go and I never want to kind of let my gear weigh me down. Of course, I use them as light sources for my subjects, but I also love to create a sort of dual lighting effect within my photos. So maybe having one off to the side of my subject on a light stand with like a pink purple hue, and then another on my camera or in my hand with a blue or red. I think combining colors when you're shooting just makes your photos pop that much more. And a lot of the time when I'm taking photos outside, I'll come across a really unique location, but the lighting may not be the best at the time of day I'm shooting at. So these lights really help me not get discouraged when I come across something really cool and want to create a moment out of it. I also really like using these to just light up a certain part of my room or office. I think when my space is like super serene and colorful, I just want to stay there longer. Depending on where you get your RGB light, I know that some of these can get hot pretty fast, so I don't like to leave them on too long, but I've never had a problem with any of the batteries. I think they stand their ground pretty well. I just make sure to charge mine right before I'm headed off to a shoot, and I've, you know, never run into any problems with that. The one that I have right here is Lumecube's Panel Pro. I found theirs to be super reliable and also super powerful. I know they also start to get a little pricey just because of how quality they are. I think the normal price range for this kind of light is around $200. But I also know that Lumecube came out with a mini version of this one, so I think that one retails for around $60. What I also think is super cool about these is that they come with preset settings, so you can set it to strobe or create a warm flickering effect, which I feel like would be super cool for video. So overall, could not recommend this enough. That's why I placed it first on this list. Truly a must-have. All right, moving on. This next one won't necessarily help you directly on your shoots, but will definitely help you with your overall workflow and organization, which I know I need, so hopefully this one helps you out. It is this external hard drive little sleeve right here that latches onto your laptop, but it totally does not have to be just for your external hard drives. You can put your mouse in here, your headphones, or some random cables, and it sticks right to the back of your laptop or computer desktop. And this honestly seems so simple, but this is truly a lifesaver for me. I actually edit mostly on my laptop, which may be surprising, but I love to kind of move around when I edit, so I like to go from like my bedroom to my couch to my office. I think my attention span is just getting smaller and smaller, and I just physically like can't sit in one spot too long, and it just helps me with my overall workflow to just be moving around. And with all my photo shoots backed up on different external drives, I always have something sticking out of my laptop, whether it be my tablet, headphones, or my drives. It honestly just makes me angry to not know like which wire is what. A lot of the time I'll actually unplug the wrong wire. Like if my MacBook is fully charged, I want to unplug it, but I'll unplug like my drive and then I lose like what I'm working on and then have to reload all the footage again. But with this little sleeve, it just helps to keep everything out of the way. The one that I have from Amazon is $14. So yeah, again, could not recommend enough. Moving on is this cross-screen glass filter, also known as the star filter. So these filters are etched with a fine grid pattern that create a really cool lighting effect in your photos if used correctly. The one I have right here is from the brand Hoya, and it is a 67mm filter that is used on my 35mm f1.4 lens. So on the bottom of the lens, it will have a circle with a line through it, and the number next to that will correlate with whichever lens filter you're looking to buy for that lens. But the cross screen filter in specific will come in either 4 points, 6 points, or 8 points. And what this actually means is how many multi-star beams you're actually gonna see from that light source that it's reflecting off of. I have the 4-point cross screen filter, so any of the example images that I'm showing is how it'll look if you get that one. But in the future, I really want to experiment with the 6-point and 8-point as well. I feel like with this filter in specific, you have to be pretty intentional when using it. You could technically use them in all of your photos, but from using it, I've noticed that they really perform best when you're incorporating some kind of reflective object or some direct light source in your photo. So maybe your subject is wearing some super reflective earrings or like a sequin dress. I think that this filter would be perfect for that. So if you have one of these, you probably know. You may not be using it all the time, but when you do incorporate it, it adds such a cool stylized effect within camera that within your edit, you don't really have to add much because of just how dramatic it already looks. The price for these can definitely range, and I think they're really dependent on the quality of glass that you're getting, but they can go anywhere from like $15 to $20 to $50 to $75, again, dependent on the lens filter in specific, but also the quality of the manufacturer that you're ordering it from. The next recommendation isn't an actual physical item, but this has helped me endlessly, especially here on YouTube, and that is subscribing to a music licensing platform. This is actually another on my list that could get pretty pricey dependent on the length of your subscription. Mine goes for a year long, and I'm pretty sure that's around $200, but you could also pay per month if that's something that you're into. The platform that I personally use that supplies all the music throughout my videos is Artlist. Any and every social platform, especially here on YouTube, loves to flag down any music that isn't royalty free. But even if you're creating content for like an independent film or a presentation, you can feel safe like legally that you're using music that you're allowed to use. I think also when I started to create a little bit more consistently, I wanted to feel like I had all the rights to my own content. So it almost feels like this subscription is like a little safety blanket. What's also really cool is that you could sort through the mood or genre of the music for whatever clip you're looking for, so you don't have to like sort through a million different songs to find like the perfect fit. Next up is wrist straps for your camera. The one that I have here is from Lucky Camera Straps, and I think this is their matte black one. These are really cool because you could customize the color of the stitching, and also you can personalize anything you want onto it. I have my name on here. I would hope that if I ever lost this, someone would see my name and maybe return it to me. Probably not the case, but I feel like these are self-explanatory. I mean, for me, when I'm on my shoots, I don't even have my camera around my neck anymore. I usually just tie it up around my wrist anyways, and I feel like within my photography style, I love being on the go and being inspired by different lighting and locations, so I don't always want like a really long camera strap weighing me down. I feel like I could just go on and on about different gear that I recommend, but we'll stop here. I'll totally make sure to link other items that I use on a day-to-day basis down below, like my favorite projector, my favorite iPhone tripod, some other lights, and my favorite lenses. Everything you'll ever need will be down below in the description if you choose to buy it. Again, like there's no pressure. I'm literally just like recommending you stuff. So if you don't buy any of this, that's cool too. Choosing to invest in any type of camera gear is super scary because it starts to get expensive real fast. But I hope this short list kind of gave you a better understanding of what I actually use and what works for me. And if you'd ever want another photography guide similar to this one, be sure to give this video a thumbs up so I know. But with all that, I will see you guys very soon. Bye.
Friend of me, enemy. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. Friend of me, enemy. All these niggas just wanna be a mini me. All these niggas just wanna be a